the sound of Philadelphia. What's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video. I feel like I need to... We're back with a new video. I hope you guys have enjoyed your weekend. I had a good weekend. I really had a good weekend. I worked on Friday and Saturday. You know, I was so hyped up on Saturday night. Because I thought we was going to get Ashanti and Keyshia Cole.
Oh, yeah.
And then we didn't get nothing because we found out that Ashanti contracted COVID. And she said she caught it from a family member. And not because she was out and about, like she was out the country and all of that stuff. She said that's not the reason why. But we'll get to that in a little bit. But I had a chance to, you know, hang out with my friends and we...
Not to mention, how did she know where she got it?
She said because that family member had it.
Oh.
And she said that's the family member who hugged her or whatever. And that's how she contracted it, which is, you know...
Irresponsible.
Yeah. But I had a chance to hang out with my friends yesterday, and we went to the spa, which is right near my apartment. And we got our nails and feet done and just had conversations and was talking. You know, it was just a fun experience. And we got, like, the full treatment. I never had, like, the jelly, which you put your foot in jelly and stuff. It's always with my feet going in water.
I never had that, the jelly.
Yeah, it was good. It felt good, and like the way she was just massaging my feet, everything was just good. The whole experience, it was worth its price, and you know, just to be with your friends and talk and I learned stuff. You know, I learned a lot of stuff like why it's important to get your feet done, and you know, all of that stuff.
I mean, I've been telling you this for years.
I mean, I know, but it's just. It was just fun to just be with my friends and learn that. And you know, during COVID, it's been tough to even be with your friends. And with me, I'm still coping. You know, I'm sure y'all all know that. So it felt good that they were here with me yesterday. We played some video games. We had some drinks. We went out to a sex shop. And then we went to the supermarket buying shit I don't need. I should have been in there buying the shit I do need. But it was just fun. It was just fun. Then I caught myself going on live and I fell asleep. You know, it was just a fun day, but I was just tired.
So I might come down here to the shop.
Yeah,
that one right there.
Yeah, it was
I might
really
come
nice.
down there and try it because I never tried the jelly. I want to try the one with the fish too.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that one.
Oh, you never seen that where they you put your feet in there's like little fish and they basically just bite. They're eating the dead
skin off your feet. Oh my! I'd probably be laughing the whole time. They biting my feet.
Oh God! Yo man, they probably have to put about 2 bags of fish in your feet.
Oh my God! And the way my feet, that dead skin, that was years of dead skin just flicking off the bottom of my feet. You know. So yeah, I told her I'm definitely coming back because I'm gonna take more care of my feet. Definitely for the upcoming year. I want to have them soft feet, and I don't want to have to always wear socks. Point blank period.
I can't even imagine.
To everyone watching, please click the thumbs up button. Click that like button. Don't be afraid to scrape the like button. Oh yeah, she took that little finger. That means shit was flying everywhere. When she clicked my toenails, the toenail was just flying. I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm embarrassed. I was embarrassed. But it was just a fun time. It was a fun time. You know, it wasn't too much of talking in Vietnamese, you know, about my feet or anybody's feet. They was talking English and just having themselves a good time. Because 4 men in here at one time, you know, it was just fun. It was a fun experience, and I definitely can't wait to do it again. And I'll let you know when we're going. If you want to come along.
No, I don't need to go with y'all. I go by myself. I go get my feet done. And I don't need no crowd when I go.
Right.
I go right to the one downtown near my job.
I figured there was something wrong. One of the lights wasn't on. Okay. So how was your birthday? You just turned 34. How do you feel?
31.
Okay. All right, Dion.
31.
Little Dion Jr.
It was quiet. I already said I wasn't doing anything, and I didn't. Right. I just did what I wanted to do, and it felt good. And let me just say, shout out to everybody who wished me a happy birthday. I had over 4,000 birthday likes between Facebook and Instagram. I had over 300, maybe over 400 comments from Instagram and Facebook wishing me a happy birthday. And let me tell y'all something. When I tell you they showed out on that Cash App,
I told you.
Y'all showed out.
And I'm glad y'all did.
When I say I am so appreciative, y'all showed out. Like, out. Like, all day long, it was dinging. And I mean, all different types of amounts were coming in. I said, oh, wow, I really feel appreciated and loved. And then some of y'all were leaving, like, little messages on the Cash App. And I hate the fact that you can't respond back.
Right.
You can only send, like, the emoji reply. And I feel so bad because it's like, I wasn't raised like that, just to send no emoji. I was raised to say thank you. And you know what I mean? So it made me so sad that people were leaving messages and I couldn't say anything back other than sending the heart emoji. But I just, made sure I went on Instagram to thank everybody and Facebook to thank everybody. And I really, really appreciate that because I was just like, wow, y'all really did the damn thing for my birthday. And it was nice. It was lovely. It was lovely.
Yeah, they should let you do a reply feature because...
They should.
I know Venmo has it.
They do. And somebody sent... the last person who sent me something on Venmo, she sent me a large amount on Venmo. And I couldn't wait to tell her thank you. But it's like Cash App doesn't allow you to do that. And that's horrible that they don't allow you to do that.
They probably just like, look, you need the money here and keep it moving.
You know what I don't like about Venmo, though? It's how... your friend list, you can see what they're paying for.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like, I see somebody go in there and see, paying for my rent, paying for this, and I'm thinking, like, I shouldn't know that's what you're paying for. Because imagine somebody's paying for sex and then they...
Oh, my God. They better not put it in sex.
They better not. Paying for a good time.
A good time. A happy ending. So, that was our weekend. So, let's get into other stuff that happened this weekend. We thought we was going to get the versus battle between Keyshia Cole and Ashanti, and it did not happen. And at work we were just like couldn't wait to get off to see it, to watch it. We was in there just singing songs and stuff in between the phone calls and just like excited. Like then all of a sudden when I get on the train, I'm seeing that Ashanti had to cancel, and then it got worse because she contracted COVID. And then I see her and Keyshia Cole, they did a little video, with each other on Instagram, talking to each other. And Keyshia Cole was ready. She had her white outfit on, like Keyshia Cole.
Her makeup, everything.
Yes. And, so we found out that Ashanti was actually trying to still do the verses from her home. And like, we're going to try to make it work. And then an hour later, they just was like, listen, it's not going to happen. But we'll get them to come back on January 9th, 2021. So at the top of the year, I believe they will be the first versus battle of the new year. And you know what I ended up doing? I ended up playing some Keyshia Cole songs that I love, especially from her first album and her second album. And it was just me having a Keyshia Cole night. I didn't have an Ashanti night. Because I'm really rooting for Keyshia Cole to just like come out the gate and just kill it. Because Keyshia Cole got all them love songs, all them You Broke My Heart songs, and it just would have been fun for her and Ashanti to go back and forth. But
Keyshia said that she said that I don't want to do it like this, like on the in separate locations. I wanted us to be.
I want to hug you
in the same room. But I was disappointed too because that would have been a nice little birthday treat for me too, to watch that. Because I was going to go over my friend's house to have some drinks, but then I thought about it. I said, I don't feel like driving all the way over there.
And then you got to drive back.
And I really wanted to get fucked up.
Yeah,
like I wanted to get fucked up, but I wasn't staying at her house because she got all these kids. So that was out of the question.
That's not the one that was selling the drinks this summer, was it?
No. No. Yeah. I just was like, no, I'll stay home because
do a rain check.
Yeah, I'll do a rain check. And we can turn up another day.
Right.
But I ain't want to. You know, you get tired. You like, I don't even feel like driving all the way down there. Then I had to, because she lives near my church, so then I would have to drive back down here the next day, tomorrow. I'm like, nah, I don't feel like doing that. It's bad enough my church is not near my house. So.
Yeah, that would have been a drive.
Yeah, so I said no.
So, Ivy Park, which is Beyonce's clothing line with Adidas, suffered a lot of backlash from fans because of blackfishing. It's a term I've never heard of until today, where you have white people dressed up like black people or getting a tan like black people, wearing the ethnic hairstyles and everything. Like, they look like black women, but they're
in the promotion of Ivy Park?
Yes. And, you know, when Ivy Park posted the picture, it was just nothing but negative comments. The comments were so bad that Ivy Park had to remove the photos. But one of the models actually replied. And I read her reply, and I'm like, bitch, you got some fucking nerve.
What was the picture? I didn't see the picture. I didn't even know it was a backlash. I've been under the radar all weekend.
I got to find the picture. Hold up. Yeah, Ivy Park, Blackland.
Wow.
Blackfish. Oh shit!
I hate when it does that. Oh wow!
And this was the model right here.
So she's not black.
No, they're white. They're white Russian.
Well, I could tell she's white, but I didn't know. I thought she was black. The one crouched down.
White Russian women. She talking about why I don't understand why people were upset. If I love y'all culture, I should be able to wear what I want to wear, do what I want to do, all this and that. And then she continued to keep the pictures up on her Instagram, and she looks like a black woman. And like, even not in like the regular pictures, even like in her regular model photos, like her everyday life, this is how she looks. This is how she dressed.
Like that,
right?
So this
even
isn't
with
just
the braids.
Yeah, this isn't just for a photo shoot. This is how she is on a regular.
Right. But my thing is, Ivy Park, y'all know better.
I thought she was black.
Yeah. Y'all know better. I think that y'all know better, and there are hundreds of girls who would love to wear Ivy Park, love to be featured in a campaign with Adidas, and let alone for something that's Beyonce inspired. Come on. Like, it's just bad. And I just think that model, she needs to learn that that's not okay to just, you know, just rock our culture, but y'all don't rock with us when it's time to go out there and march and protest. Where do y'all be at? Y'all think it's okay to, I'm going to wear the braids, but y'all don't understand the struggle in our stories. That's not okay. And I forgot the term that I thought it was called. You know, I can't even remember the term, but I will say this is one of those things where it reminds me of everybody want to be black until it's time to be black. You know, so I'm glad that Ivy Park recognized that they was wrong and took the damn post down. But people won't forget this. Like, they won't forget this, and they're not going to let it go. But then again, this is Beyonce. If Beyonce sent them a box, they won't be complaining anymore. You know, it's just a mistake.
I think a lot of companies like this, they drop the ball in certain situations, and this is a situation where the ball was dropped. They removed the photo. It happens. It happens with a lot. It happened with H&M a few years ago when they had that. You know, it happens. It happens a lot, and it shouldn't happen. Yeah. Especially with a clothing line like Ivy Park, where the focus person is Beyonce, a black woman. It shouldn't happen, but it does happen because, again, you have a lot of white folks in the behind the scenes. Now, it's interesting because I remember a few years ago, Beyonce was adamant about having a lot of people who look like her and diversity in the boardroom when she made decisions such as this. So I don't know who was in the boardroom when they decided to have two models who were not of African American descent come out.
Look like African Americans.
So it's unfortunate, and it does happen a lot.
Because white people can wear Ivy Park. I don't have nothing.
And it's not about them wearing Ivy Park. I think it was about the whole, you know. But it's interesting that you said that the model, this is her. So I think for her, and you said they're Russian too. I think maybe for them, coming from a different country, for that particular young lady, she probably really does not understand. Like, wait a minute, I'm always dressed like this. So y'all telling me I can't dress like this? When I'm always dressed like this? Because I didn't know I could dress. You know, it's kind of like you're going somewhere and it's like, wait, what? I always dress like this. Wait, I can't do that? Oh no, you can't do that here. Really?
I'm in love with y'all culture.
I actually love y'all culture, and you telling me I can't do this? Wow.
And I ain't seen not one picture of George Floyd, Irigon, Breonna Taylor, none of that.
But you know, can I just be honest with you though?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with y'all, and I'm going to be honest. And a lot of black people probably not going to like what I have to say, but I feel like I don't judge somebody off of them posting all of that.
Right. Because
a lot of black people don't post George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, any of that. You know what I mean? It's the truth. A lot of black people don't, I'm not going to say they don't support it. They may not post it, but that doesn't mean that they don't feel bad. Because you and I know a lot of black people who don't post anything that has to do with social injustices on their social media at all. But we know that they support the movement. Now, I don't think that just because somebody like her doesn't post stuff like that, that she's somehow insensitive or does not care about the black culture or what's going on. It's just a slippery slope because it's like, it's crazy because, first of all, I didn't hear about this backlash. And then it's even more crazy that you told me that you went to her page and this is actually a look that she does. So if I feel kind of bad for her in a sense because it's like when you're used to doing something like that and then you're being told by a group of people, wait a minute, you can't do that. This is not. And then she's probably like, well, what the fuck? I don't. What am I doing wrong? God, I always dress like this. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah, she said, I'm gonna just read part of this. It was a funny day today. It started with seeing our photos on the official brand account of We Are Ivory Park. First I was happy, then I was terrified of the comments under our photo. Dark-skinned women and white people slowly began to draw comments from the category, what the fuck, delete this. These white Russian women insult our rights. What the hell do they wear? Do they wear braids and braids? This is racism and blah, blah, blah. They have the concept of blackfishing when white people try to mold to black skin styles, hairstyles, dances, and whatever is taken with their culture, get some noises. God forbid, get some noises. But I don't understand what's wrong with being fascinated by this culture, their style, music, and dancing since childhood. And I don't understand why I can't dress as I like, do hair that I like. This is how I should have been photographed in Evie and Koshenik or whatever that is, and with the long Russian spit. But no, the braids turn out too. In general, ours, but they don't know. And what's next? Would you forbid me to listen to hip-hop, wear flat jeans, and go to the solarium? Yes, that I am too tan to insulting them.
Can I, wait, let me stop
I think
you right
she
here.
wrote this in Russian, and then they got translated.
And then it got translated, right. Because I'm like, wait, what? But then my question would be, what about the white dancers out there who dance hip-hop? Or the white dancers who... It's a slippery slope because sometimes you'd be like, all right, come on, y'all. All right. But I feel like they're blaming... I feel like people who commented are blaming the models. You see what I'm saying? Like they're taking it out on the models and not on the people behind the scenes who approved this. They were just there for, you know, a good time.
In a chat.
You know... and that's probably why the young lady crouched down was even picked. Because she had that look to her. Because I swore she was black.
Yeah, they do look black.
She looks more black than she does, but I swore she was black. But...
I just never heard that term blackfishing before. But I guess the Kardashians get away with it sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. I feel like a lot of people pick and choose. I mean, even though a lot of black people can't stand the Kardashians because they say they're always getting black men, but I mean...
You see it's kind of... I'm like, have y'all lost y'all damn mind?
I don't know. I don't know. It's always something, and it's always something. It is. Right. It's always something. Like, come on. It's always something.
So other stuff that happened, like today, COVID vaccines have been distributed to all 50 states and I believe the territories also of the United States of America. And the first people who are getting their hands on the vaccines are frontline workers, doctors, nurses, people who works in.
Can I say something real quick? Can we go back to that real quick? I feel like the View when you go back to a segment. It kind of. I wonder how people feel when they go to the beach, and you have at the beach where you got some people at the beach who are braiding kids' hair, and then you see a white little girl getting her hair braided. Do you feel some kind of way about that? Do you think people because I think
that stuff doesn't make me feel no kind
of... No, not you. No, I'm just... And I didn't mean to say ask you, but I'm just saying in general, because it's just like... When I see that, because I've seen it, you know where I mean they have somebody braiding somebody's hair, and a white little girl be sitting there who's not old enough to know anything about racism, but she's getting her hair braided, and she's got the colorful things, and she loves it, and I'm just thinking to myself, well, do people say, oh, you should do that because that's black? And I'm like...
I think we know what black girl hairstyles look like, and it's not often that you see white women with black hairstyles.
Well, if that's the case, I feel like this. If that's the case, then black women stop wearing them blonde wigs. Stop doing that.
People gonna wear, whatever color they want.
Well, I'm just saying because I don't know any black woman who was born with blonde hair.
Nobody black that I know personally is.
I just feel like if you want to pick a fight worth fighting. Like,
I think that this is something worth fighting about because...
No, I'm not saying that this isn't worth fighting.
People that's in images that look like us, but they are not us.
Yeah, but that's not saying that Beyonce don't use...
And then you be like,
but that's not saying that... Well, first of all...
that took a job away from somebody who is black and that is of their actual skin color.
But there's a lot of black people that Beyonce does use. There's a lot of black
models that I'm not saying that she...
First of all, I didn't even know the young lady wasn't even white. I thought she was black.
Yeah, she looked... That's why they call it Blackfishing.
Yeah, I thought she was black. I thought she was black.
That's why it's called Blackfishing.
But I'm just saying, like, sometimes you'd be like, come on, this isn't even worth even arguing about. Because clearly, first of all, when you look at Ivy Park, first of all, the promotion of Ivy Park, you got everybody. Yeah. You got black men, black girls, white girls. You got all types of different looking people that's in the promotion of Ivy Park. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, Beyonce doesn't just have black people, and she doesn't just have white people. She has a mixture of people. Even kind of like on her shows. Majority of the people on her shows are black, but she has some white musicians, some white dancers. She has a lot of people of different, you know what I mean? I
think that it's diversity, but...
Because if that's the case, then don't use no white people.
No, the case is, Mikkel, the case is she's taking white women and having them... I'm not saying she, because Beyonce, they say pick them.
Right.
So Ivy Park picked women who were white, and they got tans that made them look black. They got hairstyles that made them look black, instead of just hire a black girl that could do the same thing. That looks the same way.
That's true.
So it's no problem. Like, I have no problem with Beyonce getting white dancers and having them dancing hip hop.
But then how about when...
But if they started tanning and started doing...
All right, now let's take away the tan. Okay. How about when you got black women telling these girls, oh, you can't wear them braids?
But then white girls can say, well, you can stop wearing the weaves.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, that's why I say, pick a battle, because some battles are not worth fighting. Like, it's kind of like...
this girl is saying, I love your culture.
Right.
You don't see us saying, I love your culture. Now, let's say like a black person... They did like Asian inspired shit and put it in their videos without understanding what the meaning is.
Right.
They get backlash.
Yes, they do. And
then they got to come out and apologize. Like, no, I didn't mean it that way. Rihanna recently had to apologize to Muslim people.
So what do we say to people who genuinely love our culture? Do we tell them you can love it, but you can't interpret it? I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, I love the fact that we are so pro-black because we should be. However, we want other cultures to understand us, and we want other cultures to say, you know what, I'm learning and I'm getting how y'all are. But then when they express that they like us, then we tell them, not so fast. No, you can like us, but don't interpret us.
Because everybody want to be black until it's time to be black. That's the thing.
Yeah, but
you got these people.
But again, you got some black people who don't even want to be black. I just told you. We talking about George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. There's plenty of black people who don't post nothing about George Floyd or Breonna Taylor. We don't call them out.
No, not all the time, no.
We don't call them out.
And you know what? And some of them, I'm glad that they don't speak on social injustice.
Because they're ignorant.
Because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
But then if you got, let me tell you something. When I went, because you didn't go. When I went, you didn't. When I went,
I think I had to work that day because I did pay for my ticket.
Well, I did go.
Okay.
But when I went to the march on Washington back in August, there was an array of all different faces. Yes. And Richard can tell you that. I mean, it was black, it was white, it was so many different people. But I can't imagine somebody... you got some black people who are just pro-black. Pro-black, right? Who would have been there and would have probably looked at some of the white faces and said, oh, you shouldn't be here because you don't understand our culture. And my whole thing is, if they're here and they're trying to learn and they're embracing and they're saying they're in solidarity with us, it's like, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just ignorant and maybe I need to learn a little bit more because sometimes I just feel like this. Sometimes I say, yeah, that's wrong. But then sometimes I'm like, oh.
Well, you know what? Because sometimes, look, right? You know how you could get somebody to play a transgender who is not actually a transgender. Right. But there are so many transgenders out here now who can actually act. Right. Why not put an actual transgender in that place?
Well, for me as a movie person, I would never put a non-transgender in.
But it happens. You know, like now everybody, they're speaking up like, no, bitch.
That's something
that just happened with Halle Berry.
Yeah, that's something.
She was going to play a transgender.
And that's something worth arguing about.
You know?
It's just like, well, she's not even transgender, so why aren't you playing her? I get that.
It's kind of like not black, so why she got hired?
Well, if we're gonna take that far, it's kind of like Cicely Tyson playing Coretta Scott King. Okay,
everybody that played Coretta Scott King.
Yeah, but Cicely Tyson did nothing like her.
And Coretta, no, who was in Cicely and Angela Bassett is always playing somebody who they don't look like. Because she don't look nothing like
that. And they should have never cast Cicely Tyson. Now, who did look like Coretta Scott King? I can't pronounce her name.
Carmen Gojo.
Yeah. And was it Selma?
Yes.
They had the head. Oh, God. Yes. That was Coretta Scott King. Okay. You know, I understand, you know, but sometimes if somebody's light-skinned, like for instance, if they made a movie about us, I can't imagine them getting a light-skinned guy to play me. Because I'm not light-skinned.
Yeah, it's so many brown-skinned guys.
There's so many brown-skinned guys. You know what I mean? So why would you get somebody light-skinned?
But they do it all the time.
And they shouldn't.
They do.
But what I'm saying is with this situation, it's like, I feel bad for the girl. And I'm going to tell you why I feel bad for her. X all the Ivy Park shit. X all that. I feel bad for her because what she's saying is, I actually love your culture. This is what I do. And then y'all telling me I can't do it.
Yeah, but her living in Russia, like, that could
be an excuse. And that's another thing too, because they don't understand. First of all, I think that we got to stop thinking that everybody understands us or understands what we're going through. Even people who don't live in this country. Because there are people, oh, I want to take this mask off so bad. Because this is a prime. 2020 has taught us in our own country that there really are two different worlds in the United States. You got the North and the South who think totally different. COVID has taught us that. Because them down south, they don't wear no damn masks. Us up north, we are all masked up. You got Republicans and Democrats who think a certain kind of way. You got black people and white people who think a different kind of way. In this one country, you have a plethora of different thoughts and different ideas and different ways of living. So if we can't even understand how come people down south don't even understand the importance of wearing a mask, how can we expect somebody from Russia to understand that what she's doing is not appropriate? She don't understand that.
I think, but you know what? The people down south, they know right from wrong.
Yeah, they do, but they're ignorant.
Yeah, and you know you should be wearing a mask, especially during the pandemic.
And I'm not even saying they're ignorant, meaning they don't know, because they do know. I mean, they're just ignorant.
Yeah.
She's ignorant because she's not aware of the fact that it could be offensive. But then I look at it and I say, she means no harm. She don't mean no harm.
But if she knows this much about our culture, then she knows about how hard it is for black people or she should know the struggles it is that black people suffer.
Yeah, she should.
And that things are always 10 times harder for us when it's like maybe 2 times harder for our counterparts. It's ridiculous. And even with us on this YouTube thing, because I'm not going to sit here
let's talk about
sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Because it's so much mediocrity out there.
And there's a lot of black YouTubers who cater to people who don't look like us. And because let me tell you something. I'm not, because you know I don't give a fuck on this show. But I'm just going to say it. You got a lot of YouTubers out there, black YouTubers, who are really, really successful because majority of their audience are white.
Right.
Okay? And they cater to that particular audience. And so they get more shine and they get more, and you think to yourself, well, damn. And they don't really, some of them black YouTubers don't, to me, when I look at them, they don't identify with us.
Yeah.
Half of them don't. You see what I'm saying? That's why I said we call out certain people like that, but then we don't call out people that look like us who are doing the same exact thing. There's a lot of black YouTubers that I could name who don't even really, when stuff like George Floyd and Breonna Taylor happen, you don't see them posting about it. I can go to at least 2 YouTubers right now on their pages, and they have posted nothing in regard. I know this for a fact because I see it all the time. So it's like, okay, we call out people like them, but let's call out some of us who don't step up to the plate. But YouTube love those kind of blacks. You know why? Because they don't. You know why we're always getting flagged? Because we're always talking about stuff like this. But those YouTubers, they don't talk about it. So they're getting the millions of views, and they're getting the white folks that's coming over watching them. They're getting all that.
Yeah.
And they don't talk about it. And it's a shame because it just goes to show you what they're doing. They're kissing ass just to stay on top. But I refuse to kiss ass.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of times when you told me when I've come here we can't talk about X, Y, Z, and I'll be looking at you like, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Because they'll flag us. But
we won't get no money for that.
Yeah, we won't get no money for that. But if we out there kissing Tom, Dick, and Mary's ass, well, we'll get money for that. And that's what some of these black YouTubers do. That's the problem that I have. And I don't want people to think that I'm being ignorant to, but I just feel like there's a bigger, if we're going to call out people like that, let's call out us too. Because there's a lot of us who's not for the culture either. And some of us are for the culture when it's convenient. You know what I mean? You think any of them black YouTubers said to me, "Oh, I want to participate in your trip to DC," even though some of them probably don't live in Philly. But any of them could have participated. Any of them could have contributed. Look at Lena. Lena contributed, and she didn't even go on the trip. She's not even in Philly. You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's when we should have come together and said, "I'm going to go." No. See, because I'm for the culture, and I make it known when I feel a certain type of way about something. But yeah. That's all I'm saying, folks. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We're going to call out everybody. If it's good for the goose, it should be good enough for everybody. And there's a lot of us that look like this who are not for the culture, but they perpetrate as if they are for the culture. And they know who they are.
And you know who they are.
And I know who they are, too.
COVID vaccines have been going out and have been distributed to all 50 states and territories, I believe. I keep saying territories, but I don't know that for sure. But I do believe that they are. And healthcare workers are taking, they have been getting these shots. You've been seeing different stuff around, on today of doctors and nurses getting their vaccines. But the one in particular, they showed a black nurse in New York receiving her vaccine. And, I think it's a good thing that we do have the vaccine out and that one has a 95% rate and one has a 90% rate. I do hope that we take advantage of the vaccines. And I'm saying this because you don't want to be someone who catches the virus and be asymptomatic and you just passing it on to people just because you feel good. You might feel like, oh, let me just have this little gathering, and then you're asymptomatic, and then you're passing it on, and then these people go back to where they're going, and then passing it on to other people. That's not what you want. You don't want the virus, period, because if you catch it, like, sometimes it could tear you and beat you the fuck up. And I think that when we have something that's out here that's working, I think we should take advantage of it. Yes, I know everybody is not going to do it. But I hope that most of us do it. Just take advantage of it. Let the elderly and let the healthcare workers who are on the front line get it. And then around the springtime, let's get the vaccine. And hopefully we can all be smart and enough to just stay home. Don't go to all these different places. Just relax. Like, I miss the club life. Yes, I miss the bar life. I miss all of that. But if we keep thinking that, I don't need to wear a mask and, whatever, we're going to keep having these cases. Like, there are so many cases every day, 200,000 cases a day. And now we're getting close to 3,000 people dying now. It's like 2,000 people.
They said the pandemic of 1918, over 600,000 people had died in that 2-year span that the pandemic happened. Mm-hmm. We're almost at 3,000, if not 3,000.
We already at 300,000.
Less than a year.
Yep. 9 months. We're there.
300,000. We got 300,000 more to go until we reach the 600,000 from 1918. Mm-hmm. It lasted from like 1918 to 1920. That's 100 years ago. We're almost there. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, but I think I started saying to myself, the reason why it became 200,000 in 2 years and it's 300,000 in less than a year now is because more people travel. Mm-hmm. Whereas though 100 years ago you didn't have airplanes, people traveling on airplanes in big cities like that. You know what I mean? So it was like a lot of people weren't traveling like they were. And then there wasn't as many people in the United States or the world like it is now 100 years later. Mm-hmm. So, but it's just kind of like, it's crazy and it's scary. Today I talked to my cousin who, I'm sure I told y'all a few months ago when it happened. Her brother, and her son, the three of them all had COVID, and her brother and her son died from it in the hospital. And she was in the hospital for 28 days. And I talked to her today, and we were just talking. We talked for about an hour, and, well, actually we talked over an hour. And, and, she was telling me that in the beginning, I couldn't quite understand what she was saying, and maybe when I talk to her again, I'll ask again. But she was saying that she was signing up to be for an experimental thing. And she said because the doctors had came to her and asked about it. And she said she was going to sign up for it, but before she did, she wanted to ask her son about it. And I don't know if she ever went through with it, or maybe she did. But whatever the case may be, she was saying to me, she said to me today, she's 74, and she said to me today, she said, I cannot wait to take a vaccine. She said, because I'm tired of this. And being as though I was in the hospital for 28 days, she said, I don't wish that on anybody. She said, and I just wish more people would just listen and wear the mask. It's scary. And listening to her, having to lose her brother and her son, her only child at that, from COVID, and she lost both of them while she herself was in the hospital with COVID. And she couldn't attend either one of their funerals because she was in the hospital from COVID, and they both were Muslim, and Muslims, they get buried within 2 or 3 days. So it was like, when I see people on social media say that they're not taking a vaccine, and then I think to myself, well, what's the alternative? Because you're not going to take the vaccine, and then a lot of y'all are not going to wear masks, mm-hmm. and you're not staying home. So I'm not taking the vaccine, and I'm not wearing a mask, and I'm not staying home. You might as well just move down there to Texas or Georgia or Florida with the rest of that.
Where the restaurants and shit is still open.
Where the restaurants are still open, the clubs are still, everything is still open. You might as well move down there with them. Because it's kind of like, nobody is listening. Nobody. But you got so many people who are like, oh, this vaccine, and I don't want to take it, and I'm not going to take it. But then they're not complying with health officials and doctors who say wear masks because this helps prevent the spread of it. Mm-hmm. They don't do that. And then when you ask them, well, if you're not going to take it, why are you going to wear a mask? And they want to argue. Mm-hmm. Well, they don't have an answer. It's like talking to this. Nobody has an answer.
I'm like, what the hell you just not going? But I do hope that we take it because we don't have an alternative. The other alternative is just staying home and never going nowhere.
Or dying.
Yeah. Yep, 6 feet under.
Or dying. And when that happens, you don't come back.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. So it's like, and we have yet to hear about anybody who has taken the vaccine or who's taken anything, we have yet to hear about any of them dying.
No.
Nobody has died from it. Nobody has died from it. Nobody that we know of has gotten sick from it. Nobody. But then there's so many false narratives out there. Like last week, there was this picture. I was on live on my birthday, and somebody had commented and said, "Oh, did you see the side effects of COVID that's going around?" I said, "Wait, are you talking about that picture that's going around?" "Oh yeah, that's a fake picture. It was a picture of three people with the mouth twisted and all." I'm thinking, like, that has nothing to do with it. But that's what happens.
And you know what? Bell's palsy doesn't even last a long time. It could be up to like 9 months.
It's a shame, Kevin, because people spread lies. It's crazy how a lie. They said on CNN, I was watching the other day on the news, somebody had retweeted, a government official had retweeted a lie, and the retweet had gotten over thousands of retweets, and then when the truth was posted, only 500 retweets. Mm-hmm. I said, see, and people spread these lies, and they believe the lies, Kevin. And you be thinking, when I first saw the picture, I said to myself, "Oh, this is fake." But and then one of my coworkers, she posted it, and she was like, "Oh my God, look at this! I'm not taking it." And I'm thinking like, "Well, this is fake." And you mean to tell me y'all are not using your brain cells to see that this is fake?
Because I haven't heard no news site.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. People spread lies and they spread fear. Mm-hmm. You know what? I hate to say it, but these people out there on social media, these black people on social media who are spreading these lies and these fears, they're no different from Trump and his people. Because they're spreading the same lies and fears.
Yeah. But Trump is willingly spreading the lies.
Yeah, he's willingly spreading the lies. These people, I feel like, are just not using their brains to realize that this is a lie. Mm-hmm. They're just, it's like, come on, I look at these people and I say, y'all ain't, then there's one guy I went to school with, two of them, both of them I went to school with, they're both on the guy's post going back and forth about how the vaccine is this and the vaccine is that, and I'm not taking, they both agreeing with each other, yeah, bro, because I'm not, and I'm reading the comment, and I'm reading like, y'all don't even make sense. You don't know what's in the vaccine, you don't know anything. You haven't heard about anybody dying. You haven't heard about anybody getting sick.
If anybody would have died, the vaccine would
that would have been all over the fucking news.
Mm-hmm. Remember when somebody didn't feel good and they was like, "Oh, child, they had to pause this vaccine because something wasn't right."
These companies want the vaccine to work. You think they're going to put something out there that's not going to work? Because then won't nobody take it.
Right.
They want it to work.
And they're getting that money.
And they're getting the money. So you think that they're not going to want it to work? They want it to work so that they can get... Hello? That's why a lot of people are hyped about Pfizer, because Pfizer had nothing to do with the government.
Right.
You know, getting money from the government. It's their thing. It's their thing. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. So, this DoorDash lady, you can tell she was a little bit touched.
I gotta make sure I watch the video.
So the DoorDash lady, she goes to the CVS. I guess she delivers food to the CVS. And moments later, the person who received the food said they didn't receive the food.
Lied.
So she got so the girl gets a notification that someone said they didn't receive the food. So you know what she did? She goes to the girl's job with a camera phone, records the girl, and said, "You're trying to make me lose my job. Mm-hmm. You know, I know I delivered my food to you." And the black girl, she's got mad. She was walking around like leaving and threatening to beat the girl up and everything. Like, "You're at my job." And this video goes on for 7 minutes. And the girl kept saying, like, "You're trying to make me lose my job. And this is important for me. And all this and that." And just like, no, because you lied at my job, then how about I'm going to come to your job and harass you at your job? And
you know what's disgusting about this story, though? Because people do that. They will lie and say that they didn't get food just so they can get their money back. Mm-hmm. But little do they know, when they do that, the drivers get penalized for that. Some companies will actually take, if they go to do a next ride, the money that they make from their ride, they'll take that money from them so then they won't make any money. Whoa. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. That's not funny to do stuff like that. That's why when people say, "Oh, when certain things get delivered, you should lie and say it didn't come." I don't do stuff like that because it's like, you don't know the repercussions of who's behind this. You know, what could happen to them. And being as though I'm somebody who drives for these particular companies, I know this all too well. Like I was explaining to you, I was explaining to Kevin that I drive for Uber Eats. And if Kevin was to come up on my thing saying that I need to pick up an order from, let's say, McDonald's for Kevin, there will be a notation that says, this particular customer has complained about this particular place in the past of not getting their food. And my whole thing is, sometimes I'll read it and I'll say to myself, well, why the fuck do they keep ordering from this place if they don't get their food? Mm-hmm. But that's none of my business. But when people do stuff like that, it's not a good outcome for the driver. You know, some of these, I don't know how DoorDash works. I don't know how, what's the other one? Lyft doesn't do what Eats.
DoorDash or
Uber. It's Uber Eats, DoorDash, and
Postmates.
Postmates. I don't know how they work, but it's like, you can't do stuff like that because it's not funny. And a lot of people can lose their jobs like that. Yeah. You know, they can be, their driving privileges could be suspended until an investigation. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you can't, it's nothing to play like that. And the girl, if the girl who said that she didn't get her food, if she lied and said that, then I would have cussed her ass out too. But I don't think I would have came on video and did that. I probably would have cussed her out over the phone. But yeah, like, people got to stop playing like that, saying you didn't get your food when you did get your food, because I feel like that's just cheap. You spend $20-something for a meal from McDonald's, and then when you get it, you call and say, "Oh, I didn't get my food," so they can refund your money. That's not funny to do that.
That's why they make you take the pictures of the food and stuff.
Well,
it's proof.
Well, no, Uber doesn't make you take the pictures of the food as proof unless you're asked to leave it at the door. Oh. If you were to say, "Leave my food at the door," then you can take a picture. But get this. It's not even mandatory, because there's been some times where I've left the food at the door and not taken a picture because sometimes the picture thing don't work or it'll freeze or something like that. But it's not mandatory. There should be a way where if it's said to leave at the door, that you have to take a picture. It should be mandatory. But I know sometimes if I leave food at the door, I can just it'll say take a picture, and then I can say take a picture, but then go to the delivery part and just swipe delivery without even taking the picture. But that's only if you're asked to leave it at the door that they want you to take a picture. But if I hand it to you in your hand, I don't need to take a picture.
Right, because
it's already, you know. Yeah. But even still, you can still say you didn't get it. Mm-hmm. You still say you didn't get it. But people should stop playing like that and stop doing that, because it's not funny. And I feel bad for that girl, even though she shouldn't have did what she did by coming back to that job. Lose her own job. Yeah, she made herself lose a job. However, you know, that's serious, because, you know, some people do these ride things for a living because they don't have a regular job.
Right. And it's tough out here because COVID took a lot of people's jobs, and everybody's been ordering. These restaurants even losing money because they can't even have proper indoor dining. Mm-hmm. And they have to spend so much money. I went downtown Saturday night. All you see is booths outside and it's
those big tech. It's like you, and the people like me who drive, it's aggravating because all these streets are now becoming one lane, or they're blocked off.
It's tough. Like, these restaurants are really hit heavy, and they don't have these governments. They can't get the money like they've been trying to get, and you know, you got these big ass companies with millions and millions and millions of dollars up here getting stuff first, and then they don't even need it. Mm-hmm. These companies don't need it, but you got these struggling companies or companies that just you know, they're trying to make a living. They got to feed their families too. And you got big government just handing money to all their friends. That shit ain't cool.
That's why I can't wait. Donald Trump needs to go. I'm tired of looking at him.
Yeah, like,
I'm tired of hearing about it.
Over. Like, if Joe Biden asks for everybody to wear a mask for 100 days, just wear the fucking mask. Just wear the fucking
mask. Don't complain about it. We've been wearing it for a year. Wear it. Yeah. What's another 100 days?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it don't make me nervous actually seeing somebody with a mask on their face.
Me either.
You know, before I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
But you know what? I don't go out at night now, so for me to get robbed with a mask.
Yeah.
You know. I'm not doing that. I'm telling you, I'm like a 75-year-old man. I don't go out at a certain time now because everybody's wearing a mask, so you don't know who's walking up to you with a mask.
Right.
So I don't go out. And you're right, I do work overnight, so that's easier for me. But I'm saying on the weekends when I don't work, I don't go out late at night.
And one thing I do know, when it's cold outside and you got your mask on, it really warms your face. Like, you pull it down, you really know something ain't right. Like, I went outside one day and said, something ain't right. And it was because I didn't have a mask on. And I could feel all the air hitting my face. Like, that's how much I've been wearing a mask.
Today was my first time ever since it started not having a mask in my car. I drove to Cracker Barrel and got all we didn't realize I didn't have a mask. But the dining room was closed. So luckily I had like a head thing in my car that I could wrap around my face to go inside and order. But I was over it. I said, oh my God, I really don't have a mask in this car.
You went all the way to Cracker Barrel.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I like about Cracker Barrel is they sharp cheese. I don't know why I don't like their food like that. It's
sharp cheese. What's that?
Cracker Barrel sharp cheese. The store version of the sharp cheese, where you could cut the.
That's the only thing you like about Cracker Barrel is cheese.
Yeah, and it's not even. I don't go to the restaurant where you can get it from the store. Like I don't know.
Oh, you talking about Cracker Barrel cheese?
Yes.
That's not the same as the restaurant.
Yeah, no, but it's the company, the same company.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Cracker Barrel. How many other places named Cracker Barrel?
Because I don't even think if they both spelled the same.
They are.
Are you sure they're both by the same company?
Google it. They better be.
I don't think they are.
6 numbers in your password.
How many you got on yours?
4.
This is how the new phone comes up. 6. It didn't come up 4.
I need no 6. No, I think they give you the option.
Why would I pick 6 numbers? Why would I pick 6 numbers instead of 4?
I don't know. Who is that?
I don't know. Somebody being a fool.
Put Cracker Barrel cheese. It's the same thing.
No, I'm gonna add.
Oh Lord.
Is Cracker Barrel cheese and Cracker Barrel restaurant the same company?
According to Restaurant Finance Monitor, the company sells
unrelated.
cheese. The brands are unrelated. And
Told
for
you.
years the two companies coexisted, so long as they remained on their respective turf.
Oh, yeah, they're unrelated. I knew that. Yeah, that's why I didn't understand what the fuck you were talking about.
But the only Cracker Barrel I like is the Cracker Barrel sharp cheese.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out if they even are spelled the same.
They have to be.
Yeah, but they're unrelated. They're not related at all.
Bitch, I thought they was related.
No.
Did you just slam that phone?
Yeah, because I knew they weren't.
I thought they was the same company all these years. Anyway.
That's why I was trying to figure out, wait, you go to the restaurant for cheese?
No, I go to the restaurant, bitch.
That's what I knew you were saying.
So, and that's probably why I didn't like the food. Like, you know how you get cheese, eggs, and stuff?
Because it's not the same
and
cheese.
it's like, it don't taste like...
Well, the breakfast is the only thing I get from Cracker Barrel.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gotten the regular food.
Like, no.
Yeah, I never got the regular food. I'll pick Cracker Barrel over any of these restaurants out here. But you know what's so crazy? Because today, I hate ordering stuff like that to go. But I had to because the dining room was closed. And I had drove so far that I was like, I ain't leaving without no food. The to-go food was so good. And it was so hot.
You ordered another one?
Huh?
You ordered another one?
No, I wasn't that hungry. But, and I think maybe because it wasn't nobody there.
Right.
So maybe because that's why it was so hot and I ain't have to wait long. But it was so good. Then I ordered this strawberry lemonade and they ordered this big ass. Oh, so good. I tore that up in my car.
So fucking.
I sat there and tore that food up in my car. Are you kidding fucking me?
So last night I had the chance to sleep through an episode of The Housewives and the reunion. Talking about the Atlanta Housewives and the Potomac reunion. But I happened to catch the reunion last night. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I don't know what it was. Like, I just stopped watching, like, Potomac. But the reunion was really good. And I knew it was going to be really good when I seen the girl, Monique, with a book. And she had receipts for everybody. And she had the little tabs. It just made me think of elementary school. When you had the little trapper keeper with the little... with the sections in the book. Oh my God, it's so old school. But, you know, my favorite moments is Karen getting the girls together. But when Karen was getting Giselle together, then Monique got Giselle together, and they started talking about that man. Who was his name?
I don't watch the show.
Jamal Bryant.
Oh, the pastor.
Mikhail. So you didn't watch it?
I don't watch the show.
So you didn't see? Okay, let me tell you
watch
something.
the show.
You said we all remember Phaedra's epic read of Apollo, Kenya.
Yeah, but the sperm bank.
Well, Monique's. This happened to probably top that. This had to top it because it wasn't really a read. It was just, bitch, I'm gonna get you together with nothing but facts.
About him.
About you, about your storyline. That bitch, all you could do is say nothing. And Andy Cohen was just sitting there with the cards like, do you have something to say?
You know what's so embarrassing because I've been told by numerous of people, because you know I like listening to preachers, you know, I've been told by numerous of people that he's a really good preacher. But off that pulpit, he's a fucking mess.
And just slinging it everywhere.
Yeah, and that's a mess.
And you can't just say, "Oh, well, God's still working on it."
No, because stuff like that. See, I can tolerate a preacher, a pastor having their faults because we all have our faults, and nobody's perfect.
Right.
But I can't tolerate somebody who's willingly out there just constantly doing what they know they shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? Like, you
sounds like that John Gray guy, and then all of a sudden,
he's a mess too.
I apologize.
First of all, I don't know what his wife sees in him.
Yeah,
because the first fucking, I would have been gone. Okay, because he's not even worth taking back.
He looked like a
he looks stupid. Whale. A whale. That's exactly like a whale. An ugly
with
whale.
A pecker. A whale with a pecker. It must be a good pecker because she keep going back, and he keep treating her dirty.
And he looked like the guy. He looked like that guy that never had. He could never get girls when he was younger. So now he got a couple dollars. Now he's buying everything he can.
You say he's buying it.
Yeah, well,
shut them up too. Huh?
Okay.
John Gray. But yes, I mean, Monique really got.
Because Tweet got rid of him.
Oh yeah, well, what? I don't know what she said in the first place.
Jamal Bryant.
Yeah. I don't know what she saw in the first place. I don't know what
she saw in the first place. He's not a bad looking guy, but he has
stories.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, no.
And they got Giselle out of here because you know Giselle thing is the word on the street is. So Cameron said, "No, bitch. The word on the street is that you and Jamal faked this storyline. This storyline is fake. We all know y'all not getting back together. You know he's not together." And then Monique opened up that book, had Jamal's phone number, had Jamal's text messages, had the fact that he got another baby on the side. He's on his 7th child. I mean,
and what was his wife doing? Just sitting there looking stupid. She couldn't say nothing.
She couldn't say nothing. She was literally speechless to the point where her friends like, "Why you trying to go in on her? Why you trying to do that? You ain't have to go there. You was evil." No, bitch. I've seen Giselle always talk shit about people. But this time, Karen set it up and then Monique set the shit on.
You know how I watched the show?
Through YouTube?
The Instagram. There's a page called the Reality TV Network or something like that. It's called, and they show different clips of shows, and that's how I watch the Housewives of Potomac. I watch 50 seconds of them, and then I watch because they'll usually have a slide of different episodes, and I watch them. So that's how I kind of know who's who. But as watching a full episode, I've never watched the full episode.
Potomac really brings it. Like that's why I say
I hate to see. I want to watch it, but see, it's like 5 seasons in.
Go to Hulu, see if you can find from the beginning, because you be up at night, and you got my account, which I might change the password.
No, you better not.
So look for Potomac. So it's just like they bring it every week. Married to Medicine bring it every week, and you want the same thing from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And you just don't get it.
But that's because they're not consistent with their cast on the Housewives of Atlanta. They're always switching.
Yes.
Whereas the Married to Medicine and this Potomac, it's like been the same girl for a long time. I think
Potomac got a new girl named Wendy. You know, I seen her little thing. And basically, you know...
But the rest
they
of
don't
them
like
still
it because she talk about her degrees. Like she's an uppity.
Like that.
Yeah.
She's uppity.
But they brought up colorism. They talked about they ain't talked about the fight yet. Because that's what I really want to see. I want to hear them talk about the fight. But Potomac last night, like this is the show where you don't need to change the cast. You don't need to add more people to it. Like I'm hoping that they don't get rid of Giselle, whether it was a fake storyline or not. Giselle secured the bag and Jamal helped because bitch, they his kids too and they gotta eat. So whatever,
her kids are with him, right?
Yeah, she got 2 kids by him. And they don't even know what she's seeing them. Like, what are you? Do you know what you're doing? Are you okay?
Because he's slinging it.
Right, he's slinging something.
And they love him down at that church. Because he's a pastor of a mega church. But I heard that he's... that's what I heard. You know that's what I heard.
Oh my God, don't say that.
I know a lot of church people. I know a lot of church people from Pennsylvania to Georgia to
don't they flock down there to Atlanta?
I heard he's known down there.
By everybody, huh?
Hey. No, not by the girl. No, I mean he's known for slinging.
So So Drew Sidora is the newest member of the Real Housewives of Atlanta cast. She was introduced last night, and those last 15 minutes. That's all I'm going to talk about. I don't care about what else happened. Like, it was a corny episode. But when Drew and her husband, Ralph, she's dumb. I'm going to tell you why she's dumb. Anybody, how can you stay with somebody, you married to them for 6 years, and they just go and take a break? They just move away for 3 days. Don't tell you where they're going. Don't tell you nothing. They just get up and leave. Mm-hmm. And now here you go sitting up on camera. This is a hell of a way to make a debut because you brought it now because we want to know more. It's just some people want to look more at your husband. But he's stupid. You're stupid. You arguing with him about where he was at. It's no time to worry about where he was at. If you got to do all of that,
right,
that means your intuition ain't working.
Right.
Because the first thing is, if I can't talk to my man for 3 days, he hasn't told me where he's going. He's with some side bitch somewhere who don't know who don't run her mouth. Mm-hmm. That's the only option.
And then in Tampa, Florida?
Yeah, Tampa, Florida.
Of all fucking places.
Yeah. That's southern Florida. That's not, it might be in the middle of Florida. I don't know exactly, but it's down there in Florida. So
it's Florida, and they
had to hop on a plane to get away.
Okay.
He's not driving.
Or he could have drove with his girlfriend for 3 days.
Yeah, because I'm not driving. I'm a passenger anyway. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine me driving on the mountain? You know, I just, you know, do you want to make it to 6 more? You know what? At this point, if I got to do all of this,
I don't want to make it to 6 more days.
Yeah, and you know, reality shows, they can be the death of some marriages. Mm-hmm. Like now, you open us up into your private life on the very first episode. I don't think it's ever happened like that.
Mm-hmm. Look at Kenya's husband. He divorced her on the last episode he was on.
Yeah,
as it was going on, he said, "I'm done."
Yeah, they don't know if they want to be married or divorced. They filed and they don't file. So I said, "Fuck," and I don't feel sorry for Kenya. Then all of a sudden, you talking about Drew. Like, how you got animosity with somebody and y'all just meeting? Oh, but her husband, he's fine. You already looking wrong.
Mm-hmm. Like, LaToya, she can go jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
I don't like her. She's doing way too much, way too fast.
Yeah, that's probably why she didn't get selected to get a peach.
Yeah,
she's taped the whole season with the girl.
She's doing way too much.
Yeah.
She's running her mouth. Mm-hmm. You know, when she said something about Drew's hair when you first met, like, girl, calm down. You're a pretty girl, but calm the fuck down.
And she's a little YouTuber from Canada.
I don't give a fuck if she was from North America. Calm down. Okay? Because you're doing too much.
Right.
Calm down. She was in Cynthia's house talking too much, running her mouth. And see, Marlo had to pull her to the side and said, don't tell Kenya all your business because she'll use it against you. But I guarantee you she's going to go back and tell Kenya what Marlo said, too.
Yeah. Man, that's all right.
And Marlo needs to put her foot in her ass.
Yeah. Where's the Marlo's peach after all these years?
Yeah. And how's Marlo still on there? Her girlfriend ain't on there no more. Because it just looks awkward with Marlo on there with them.
Because Marlo knows how to keep a check in her bag.
She does, but it's like, it's so awkward because Marlo was Nene's sidekick. And it's like, well, you ain't really them girls' friend like that.
Well, let's not forget, remember that time she's going to beat Nene's ass at the baseball park. Okay?
Yeah,
Nene ain't had nothing to say.
Sure did.
She said, bitch, I taught you how to dress. I got you into all of
That's
this.
what Marlo told Nene.
Yeah, that's what happens when you build your own monster. Mm-hmm. Here goes the monster coming to kill you.
Yep. Yep. You know what will be one of the funniest...
Oh, shit.
One of the funniest moments of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, all of the seasons, not the funniest, but one of the funniest moments was when Marlo and Sheree was arguing.
And then in South Africa?
Yeah, and they started doing them cartoon character voices. And Nene was just standing and looking at both of them, making that noise. And Nene was so over it. She was looking at this one, she's looking at this one, she's looking at this one, and they got, and I was like, what the hell are they doing? Imagine you arguing with somebody and all of a sudden they start making that noise. Because it was Sheree who started it. Sheree's
I'll never forget the episode because that's when Marlo called somebody a faggot. And then she had to come out and, you know, I'm never like that. See, that's when y'all, before y'all start securing the bag and y'all coming in running, y'all using that street language.
Using the language that y'all was using before y'all became.
And they started doing y'all hearing all of that. But I was mad that they were trying to have a conversation about what a sugar daddy is.
Yeah.
Y'all all know what a sugar daddy is. And Marlo, child.
You definitely know what it is. And Kenya said, oh, Marlo, please. Oh, please. Because when we met you, you had a sugar daddy. You know exactly
she
what
still
it
do.
is.
She know what she's doing. She know how to work them.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at her, because if I had somebody, you know, all I gotta do is tickle her for a couple seconds.
Hey,
listen, bitch.
And sometimes you ain't got to do that.
No, some of them just want that companionship. But
Let's go out to the restaurant. Let's go out to the movies. Okay. All right.
Yeah, secure that bag.
You better secure it.
So today it became official that Joe Biden is the president-elect. The Electoral College has selected.
And you know what's so crazy, Kevin? Because before this election, I never knew that they actually did all this a month after the election. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Until this election.
I'm surprised because they did it with like I found out when they did it with Bush and Gore and stuff like that.
I never knew that they after somebody wins, then there's actually another month when the electoral college comes together.
And then Congress got to come together.
Yeah, I never knew all that because I just felt like, you know, all right, well, they won on, what's the name? Like, I've never known a president to win on election night and then a month later say, oh, actually, you didn't win. I've never known that to happen.
Because they was trying to get some people to not join in and elect, like during the electoral college, not to vote for.
Yeah, but it's
Trump.
never happened.
It's never happened.
Yeah, it's never happened.
They couldn't get enough people, so they had to do what they're supposed to do. Because they was looking at the different laws of if the state selects that person, then the electors have to do it too. But you know, some people they were trying to, you know, look and see which states had the loopholes and see who could vote against them. Yeah, they do hurt, but you know, you didn't have your man, so
yeah. Well, you know, this is a miserable defeat for Trump. Because he lost the electoral college and the popular vote.
Yep. And Bill Barr came out and
resigned.
But that's just to rain on Joe Biden's parade tonight. You know, but Biden don't care. I'm glad he hasn't said a damn thing.
He was supposed to speak at 7:30. He's already spoken.
Well, he ain't said nothing that we ain't heard before.
Right.
You know, yeah. But so I'm happy for him. And then next month, you know, we're gonna have a new president. What's 34 days? Oh my God, 34 days. We're gonna have a new president.
I can't wait.
And yeah, Meek Mill. Now you know last week we talked about Meek Mill doing a little $20 thing, but now Meek Mill and one of the owners of the Sixers are putting together a $2 million scholarship fund for the poor youth in Philadelphia, which I think is a good thing, and I do want to commend him for when he do good. I'll call him out when he do good and when he do bad. But I wanted to make sure that I put that on there. It's like I told y'all, he was going to come up with something for
to redeem himself.
Yeah, and he's going to always take care of his Philadelphians for Christmas, the kids and stuff for Christmas. But they need a better system of how they do it, and the parents need to be there. There need to be a rule that the parents have to be there when the gifts are given out.
I said that last week.
Yeah, but I don't think we said that part, but they do need to be
Yes,
there.
I did. Because I said that the parents shouldn't be sending kids to go around there by themselves so then the kids can turn around and get robbed. Yeah. I said that.
Yeah. But I'm like, it needs to be.
Because I said, why? Who sends their kids to go pick up gifts, stuff like that, and then they turn around and get robbed? Who does that? These parents are lazy.
Mm-hmm. Get your ass up.
They're lazy.
And go.
Half of them strung out.
Oh my God.
I'm just calling the thing a thing. I mean, hello.
And last week we lost Tiny Lister Jr. Some of us know him as Debo. Some of us know him as Zeus. You know, he's just always that man with that one eye that we always looked at. And it's like, oh my God. But, you know, his role in Iconic is iconic for Friday. I think now maybe, 2 or 3 generations know about this movie. And when it's on, you just watch it, you quote it, this is just your movie. I
can only watch the first Friday. The other ones are not funny to me.
No, it's not. No.
Once Friday went off, I don't care about next Friday. And I damn sure don't care about Friday after next.
Yeah.
Because Chris Tucker, it was like, that him and Ice Cube pairing together was iconic. And the crazy thing is you rarely see the two of them together.
No. I mean, I wouldn't want to be around Ice Cube right now. Anyway. Because he up there. Now, you only got 32 days for this. I forgot the name of the plan. Like, I forgot what he called it and everything. And then you don't even hear Ice Cube no more. No. So what are you going to do with this Biden administration? What are you gonna do?
Then he came out there and was lying too about how the Biden administration said this, said that, and then somebody from the administration said, "Wait a minute, we didn't say that. What we told you was there's nothing we can do because we're not in office."
Mm-hmm. And then you hung up on Kamala. Now she's the vice president, child.
He just fucked himself all the way up.
I really forgot the name of his plan.
Fucked himself all the way up.
I don't even remember.
And the fact that he thought that Donald Trump was going to work with him, and that it was going to be sincere.
Yeah. Donald Trump is only for Donald Trump and who's willing to lick his ass and balls. Mm-hmm. And I think that he really has the Republican Party by the balls because he's the president. The president knows what goes on.
Petrified of him.
Yes, because I mean, Lindsey Graham, he got something.
Yes,
on
I've never
Lindsey
seen
Graham.
this before in any politician. They are petrified of him to the point that they don't say nothing bad about him at all. Mm-hmm. You know what's so crazy? Because back in the 70s when Richard Nixon resigned, it was because of his own party who made him resign. They said, "Listen, you gotta get the fuck out of here because the evidence against you is it's huge, and we can't support you anymore." It was because of the Republican Party. They went to the White House and said, "Richard Nixon, President Nixon, you have to go." They don't do this with Donald Trump. It's like they kiss his ass. It's like unbelievable.
And all them Republicans went up there and tried to back the state of Texas because the state of Texas wanted to talk about Georgia and Arizona and Nevada and Pennsylvania and Michigan. But you know what? These were all the only counties they were coming for were the black counties. Because they didn't come for any other counties in the states.
Because they think that we're too stupid enough. That's why I keep telling people, stop saying that your vote doesn't count. Because the election of 2020 proved that not only does it count, but we actually determined this election by putting Joe Biden and the first black woman as vice president into the White House. We did that.
Yes, we did.
We did that. And to think, God forbid, if anything was to happen to Joe Biden, Kamala Harris would be the first black female president.
You know she's gonna suffer a backlash if Joe Biden say I'm not gonna run in 2024, and she tries to run.
Well, listen, let me tell you something. I do have a feeling that Donald Trump will try to run in 2024, but if he does, we need somebody strong enough to whoop his ass because his base is going to come together and they're gonna come back stronger. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. So if he does decide to run in 2024, don't think because he lost this time that, because it has happened before. Grover Cleveland was the only president to become president one time and then run for re-election, lost, and then came back after that and then won again. So it has happened.
So Donald Trump just gonna get on Twitter and lie every day until 2024.
Well, he's been doing this since what? Since 2011 when he said that Barack Obama wasn't born in this country.
Right.
And it's going on 10 years that he's been lying on Twitter.
Well, I hope Donald Trump goes to jail. I hope they get his ass on something. You know?
They had the Attorney General on The View. The Attorney General from New York on The View last week. And I watched
what's her name?
I can't remember what her name is.
Yeah, Letitia James.
Yeah. And she said that they can't... What did she say? They wouldn't be able to get him or him on federal charges because of something, but they could get him on civil charges. And I can't remember why she said of the federal charges. I can't remember why. But she was explaining it.
So whether he pardoned himself or not, he still can go down.
But that's still the thing if he can even pardon himself, because it's never happened. A president has never done that. So they're trying to see if it's... They're not saying that he can't do it. They're just trying to see if it's legal for him to do it because it's never been done before. Right. A president has never pardoned himself because the president has never had to pardon himself. Except for Richard Nixon, but Richard Nixon didn't pardon himself. Gerald Ford pardoned Nixon. So...
That's why I'm thinking, like, is Trump going to step down and then have Mike Pence do it?
I don't think his ego will let him do that, Kevin. He's definitely going to pardon his kids, but I don't think his ego is going to let him step down because of... I know he's going to pardon his kids because Eric Trump, Letitia James said that they actually had to call him in a few months ago. He kept trying to avoid coming in to speak with them, and then finally they had to... what is that thing when you... subpoena? Yeah, and he had to come in and give them a statement. So he's definitely going to pardon his kids. I can see that.
Or a deposition.
It was one of them.
Yeah.
But whatever it was, she said that they kept sending him letters to come in, and he refused to come in, and then finally, whatever the final straw was, where they had to send where he had to come in, that's what they did, and he finally came in, and he had to give a statement. Can you imagine?
No, I don't want to be part of that. But everybody, we got through everything.
Yeah.
Ashanti, every Housewives, Potomac, COVID, DoorDash, Tiny Lister, Electoral College, and Beat Mill. That's all I'm talking about.
Everything.
Yes, everybody, thank you all for watching this episode of The Scripting Show. The podcast will be back. I want to say this weekend, but I don't know, because they're talking about this snowstorm that's coming and it's supposed to be
if it's a snowstorm, just believe it. You know I'm not coming out.
You know,
I don't come out no snow.
They're talking about snowstorms, all snowstorms, and watch it only be like 1 inch. You know, they're trying to get everybody in the market there.
Yeah, I don't go out this snowstorm. So I know my job don't think I'm coming. I know my job don't think I'm coming. I know that.
So everybody, thank y'all for watching. If not, you know I'm gonna try to get a fill in. You know, but yeah, I'm excited. But I'm excited, but I don't want to talk too fast or too much. But I will talk to y'all soon. Thank y'all for watching. If you didn't click the thumbs up button, click it now and leave a comment. We will see y'all later this week. If not, we'll see you next week. Peace.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.